Hello, I'm Eloise, and in the video today I am going to talk you through the general stretch that we do during warm-up before training. This can be done on a daily basis to try and increase your flexibility and to keep you mobile while we're obviously out of training. I've sped up the video because it was about 15 minutes long, so you will have to take the time to hold each stretch for between 8 and 10 seconds and then move on to the next one. I'd also advise that you do some cardio before, just because you don't want to start stretching on muscles that aren't warmed up because you're going to get yourself an injury. So I hope you enjoy.
Okay, so we're going to start off by rolling the arms backwards and forwards a few times each way, switching it up. You can also throw in a one forwards, one backwards if you can. And then you're going to move down to circling the waist around a few times in each direction, and then stepping the legs outwards and inwards, really mobilising the hips. So just alternate doing a few in and a few out. Okay, and now you're going to mobilise your ankles and wrists quickly before going into kicks. Can you see how my arms are held in the T position and it's just my leg that is kicking up? Do 10 to 15 on each leg. This is actually quite a good strength exercise as well. Okay, now I've moved on to kicking the leg behind the arm of my T. Same again, 10, 15 on each leg. Try here to keep your legs straight and your toes pointed, so you're really working all the muscles in your leg. Now take it into a sumo squat and push your shoulder in to really stretch your back. So reach up, twist to the side and down towards your foot, keeping your legs straight and your toes facing forwards. I've moved my legs in here to intensify the stretch along the backs of my legs. Legs are wide again now, reaching down to the middle, and you're going to do an exercise here to stretch your shoulders. So you need to twist to the opposite foot and let the other hand go over the back to open up your shoulders. This next stretch is for the shoulders and the backs of the legs again. So you're going to bounce and push your arms through your legs, bounce in the middle, and keeping your body low, throw your arms up. I've moved around here so you can see this from the side. You really want to throw your arms to get that full shoulder mobility. Next, you want to stand up again and just give your knees a quick circle before we go into any lunges. So you're just going to start with a basic, quite narrow lunge, putting the weight into the front foot. Then you're going to sit back and straighten both legs and reach down towards the front foot. Now you're going to extend into a slightly longer lunge, keeping the ball of the foot tucked under so your knee stays off of the ground. Good, and then you're going to sit back, keep that right angle in the back leg to intensify the stretch. And then sit forwards again. This time my foot is flat on the floor and I'm pushing my hips towards the floor, trying to get as deep a stretch as I can. And then sitting back, making sure both my knees are together and my front foot is pointed. Reaching down towards that toe, trying to get the chest onto the leg. And then I'm going to sit forwards again into the splits. If you can't quite do the splits, it's better to keep both legs straight than to try stretching it with one leg bent and one leg straight. So try and hold it in a triangle position with two straight legs. And then reaching forwards to the front foot if you can. So I've switched legs now and I'm going to do the same set of stretches on the other side. So it's the narrow lunge first, both toes facing forwards, and then you straighten the legs and reach down towards that front foot. Extending it into a longer lunge, but remember to keep that knee off of the floor and keep that foot tucked under. That's it. And then sitting back, keeping that right angle in the back leg. You'll really find that intensifies the stretch down the back of the leg. And then sitting forwards again, this time foot tucked under, pushing the hips towards the floor. And then sitting all the way back, knees together, toes pointed, and reaching right forwards, trying to get my chest onto my leg. Good, and I'm going to sit forwards into splits again in a second. Again here, if you cannot do the splits, stay in a triangle position like I'm going to do in a second, rather than having one leg bent and one leg straight. You're going to sit in a butterfly stretch now. Try and get your feet in close and your knees as close to the floor as you can. Okay, and out into a straddle, toes pointed, knees up to the ceiling and reaching down to one side and the other side. reach back up into the middle, put one arm through and reach over. The aim here is try and get the shoulder on the floor. This is stretching your bows and arrows. You're going to reach up into the middle again and reaching forwards, keeping your knees and toes facing up to the sky and not letting them sink forwards with your hips. And next up, you're going to do some single leg raises on each leg in the straddle, keeping your hands in front of you rather than letting them sit behind you. And then bring your feet together and pike, reaching up and stretching forwards down towards your toes. Try and keep your legs together here and reach your chest to your knees. I'm just going to pull my heels off the floor and my toes back towards my body to help stretch down the backs of my legs. Same again with a single leg lift. Do about 10 to 15 here on each leg and maybe do 3 sets. I'm going into some back and wrist stretches here before doing some bridges. So just putting the weight ever so slightly on your wrists to stretch them out. Good, and laying flat and then pushing up. Breathing out each time you push up here to stretch out your back. Good, you're going to push up into a bridge using your heels and straightening your legs. Try and push your shoulders open. This will really help with your bridges and tumbles. Okay, well, thank you for watching, and we hope to have some more stretching content for you in the future.